difficult to find.
So something which is not yet in the public domain, ma'am, in terms of the difficulties and the navigations that you had to do to make this really happen, it wouldn't have been so easy.
No, I think to be fair to the finance ministers, they were all on board about the rate rationalization and the entire package which the union government gave. At no point in time there was acrimony. But certainly the states were repeating the argument, and some of them more than 2 times, let us say, about what happens when our revenue goes down. So once it was clear that all of us are on the same page about the proposal per se, there was no need on that score to talk anymore. But on the question of revenues going down, who's going to fill it all up and all that, I said I'm willing to sit the next day, because anyway, it was scheduled, the council meeting was scheduled for 2 days. But I think gradually people realized that citizens are waiting to hear that the council has come out saying, yes, we agree for the rate reduction. And issues of how revenue dipping should be taken care of are not that which the people are waiting for. I mean, this was not said in so many words, but it could be sensed in the House. So to be fair to the state's finance ministers, having said their piece more than once, even those states who thought this will result in a dip in their revenue, as much as I kept saying my revenue also would dip, I think they all saw the point and agreed.
Nobody wants to stand in the way of giving a benefit to the Aam Aadmi, and therefore...
That's right. So everyone came around. So
it's all about votes at the end. As much as it is about the economy, it's about votes. So there's a lot of talk, Madam Finance Minister, about whether this spurs consumption and whether it spurs just behaviorally consumers going out and buying more. So I've got Peruz Kambata, he runs Rasna. Does this get people to buy? You would naturally hope more Rasna, but do you have like a arithmetic conversion for this because of the reduction in GST across different categories? How do you see this impact India's consumption story, which over several quarters hasn't been quite as inspiring as the Finance Minister and everyone else would like it to be?
First, I would also like in thanking you, because what you have done for the food sector is unimaginable. You actually brought the whole food sector in 5%. And all the earlier issues of classification are gone with one stroke, and nobody was expecting. I was expecting a lot to be the 18, forget 40, everything is in the 5. And the direct benefit is not only to the consumer. Consumer obviously is going to benefit because we have pledged, I pledged in the earlier session, we are going to give more than the benefit. Because I'll tell you why we want to give.
How will you give more than the benefit?
Because as it is, we are always looking at giving better to the consumer in terms of values. And I do believe that this is going to have a ripple effect on the economy. Prices are going to come down. As it is, I am seeing some prices going down. So coupled with that and the fact that we also would like to rationalize our retail margins and the benefit of the taxes GST on the retail margins, if you calculate, it will be slightly better we will be able to give than what has come to us. So this is my personal belief. Having said that, I think the major benefit is not to that. The major benefit is to the farmer back, because we buy at a better price from the farmer gets a better price, and the farmer himself is the consumer. And the farmer consumes more of the same product. So I think it's the whole circle which I want to see. And the best benefit will come in the agri and the food and the dairy sector. So I would like to thank you very much for the same.
What's your question, sir?
And as regards questions, my question is more towards the need for, I somehow believe that the thing now we have to move is into procedural issues. And I still believe that everything goes to a court. And I still believe that we need an alternate dispute ADR mechanism at the ground level. And why I'm saying it is important is
you like reduce GST procedures.
Yes, I think now see,
so you want to speak a bit about that also?
So I do believe that ADR and procedure is something, of course, this GST2 does take care of it to an extent, but I think this is something now when you have done so much for taxes, okay, I want something to be more done on this. And one thing is,
if you keep questions shorter.
On ADR, we are talking of the old cases. That the old cases, legacy cases, if we can find a quicker samadhan, procedure ADR is my question, how will you do it?
Okay.
That's okay. I've heard him.
She's saying this is good feedback in any case, and therefore now we have to see what we can do to try and reduce procedures. We've got the man who runs Amul, Jayan Mehta, is here. Can I